Namaste everyone, this is Sandeep and welcome to my channel Only Study by Sandeep Dhiman. Today we are going to start new lesson number 14, regional powers. Let me tell you, we are going to discuss Vijayanagar, Bahmani, Ahom, Mewar, Mawar and Kashmir kingdoms in this lesson. So watch the video till the end. In today's video we'll just discuss Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, let's start. So Delhi Sultanate during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq it started weakening. Okay, and during the 15th century many independent kingdoms emerged in India, and these are the important. Let's see their location on the map. So if we talk about Kashmir, it was in a modern Kashmir area. Then after Mewar and Mawar, they were in Rajasthan area. Bahmani was here, okay, and at the bottom here it was Vijayanagar Empire, and Ahom was in Assam area. Okay, so these were the kingdoms that emerged in 15th century. Let's discuss about Vijayanagar Empire now. So Vijayanagar Empire was founded by two sons of Sangam. Their name was Harihar and Bukka. They established in 1336 with the inspiration of their guru Vidyarnya. Okay, who was their guru? Vidyarnya. And Vijayanagar was a Hindu state and its other name was Vidyanagar. Okay, Vidyanagar or Vijayanagar. It was situated on the bank of river Tungabhadra. Where was it? On the bank of river Tungabhadra. And its modern name is Hampi. Okay, Vijayanagar is now known as Hampi. Next is these both brothers dominated the whole Hoysala territory with the assistance of their three brothers. Okay, Harihar and Bukka were five brothers. Okay, then after Harihar died and Bukka succeeded his brother in 1356 after 20 years of the establishment of Vijayanagar Empire, and he ruled for 21 years up to 1377 CE, and he expanded the whole his hold further. If we talk about the famous kings, then Devraya 1 and 2 were the famous rulers of Vijayanagar Empire, and the last famous ruler was Krishna Dev Rai, and he belonged to Tullub dynasty. He was a great general and an able administrator, and his period is considered as the best and the most prestigious period of Tullub dynasty. Okay, and he had Ashtadiggaj. Okay, very important. Ashtadiggaj belonged to the court of Krishna Dev Rai. Okay, now look here. Krishna Dev Rai used to dress up like a common man and roam around his kingdom at night to know the problems of his subjects. Okay, and next thing, very important, Tenali Ram, okay, whose stories children love to read and listen, was the chief minister of Krishna Dev Rai. Okay, so Tenali Ram was the chief minister of Krishna Dev Rai. Next, if we talk about, so Vijayanagar Empire was always busy in battles with Bahmani kingdom. They were militarily stronger than Bahmanis. Who were stronger? Vijayanagar rulers, they were stronger, and the main reason of conflict was Raichur Doab. Okay, it was a very rich and fertile area. It was the main reason of the conflict between Vijayanagar and Bahmani. Okay, now here is Domingo Pace, a Portuguese, and Abdul Razak, a Persian, and some other visitors have written about the administration and trade of Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, let's talk about administration of Vijayanagar Empire now. If we talk about the administration, king was the head, and he had a council to help him, and there were nobles in the council, and king was the chief of administration, army and judiciary. Council could advise the king, but king was not bounded to act upon it. And if we talk about the coins, they indicate that they followed Vaishnavism. Okay, so Vijayanagar rulers were the followers of Vaishnavism. Now look here, Rajya means provinces, Kotam means districts, Nadu means group of village, and Gram means village, a village, single village. Okay, so these the empire was divided into Rajas, Kotam, Nadus and Grams. Next, Main religion was Vaishnavism, as I told, and there was well organized revenue system. Land revenue was the main source of state income, and it includes uh, custom duty, grazing, and marriage tax. If we talk about the motto of Vijayanagar Empire, protect the good and punished punish the wicked was the motto of Vijayanagar Empire. Next we have society and culture. So society was divided into three classes: nobles and high officials, big traders, the middle class, and the commoners. Okay, so these were three classes, and society was governed by Varna system. Brahmins were the higher class. They enjoyed respectable position, and women were also respected in the society. They were educated and well versed in Sanskrit and local languages. They were also trained in dance and music. If we talk about the adults, then polygamy was there, but it was among the rich, not the common man. And sati system and child marriage, they were also prevalent. And for performing puja in temples, there were devdasis appointed. Okay, and if we talk about the education, education was imparted in temples and mathas only, and they got grants from the king. Next, Sayana was a great Sanskrit scholar who wrote commentaries on Vedas, and Mahanavami festival was celebrated with great joy and enthusiasm. And Hindus dominated the population, but people of other religion were also lived in peace and harmony. Next, if we talk about art and architecture, two important temples, Vitthal Swami and Virupaksha, they belong to Vijayanagar Empire. The city of Vijayanagar was surrounded by seven walls, and Kalyan Mandap, important word. It was a large pillared hall of the temple, and Gopuram was the high gateway of the temple. These were the salient features of the temples. And life-size statue of kings and queens are the finest examples of art of sculptures. And Sanskrit, Telugu, Tamil, and Kannada languages and their literature is valuable contribution of this period. Okay, you can see the Virupaksha temple of Vijayanagar here in the picture. Okay, this is all for the day. In next video we'll discuss Bahmani kingdom. Okay, this is all for the day. Thank you very much.